Hey YouTube, back here with how to build a sluice box. Real quick, tools you're going to need is some drills, box knife, a grinder, chop saw, tape measure, good old safety glasses, some caulking, and some kind of a saw. You have an old aluminum trough, metal trough, whatever, that'll work for a box. I'm going to use this old snowmobile tunnel here. If you don't have one of those, go ahead and we'll just build a box. Alright, some of the supplies you're going to need is a piece of V-mat. You can get this off of eBay or at Miner Store. We're going to use this leftover piece I got to build the box. I suggest getting this first so you can build your box and stuff around it. You're going to need some expanded metal that's graded so it's not flat, it's rough. That's going to help slow things down. Some old carpet or miner's moss, some scrap wood, some scrap pieces of metal. These came out of an old metal window screen. So we're going to use those to build riffles. And a piece of plywood. The piece of plywood you have is the size of your box. Alright, so the first thing we want to do, put our 2x4 on our plywood so we can screw it onto the plywood. Mark that off so we can cut that. Now we're going to set those off to the side. So we've already got this mat here. We're going to go ahead and use that. And make sure if you already have your mat, you put your mat up there. Put your other 2x4 up there. And mark on the outside of it. That way we can screw the 2x4 in or something. I'm going to go ahead and cut all this. Now that we have those cut, we'll go ahead and set it up here. And throw my mat in here to make sure it's the right size. My box is. Alright, looks good. Now I want to fasten the 2x4s to the box. Okay, if you don't have your matting, you should use your box to get the sizes. But I have my matting, so I'm going to use it. So now, what we're going to do is take our carpet, that out, or our miner's moss, whichever one we're using. If you have your box, you need to lay it in your box. Then we're going to take about 10 inches of this black mat. We're going to fold it back. And then we're going to cut that. Okay, the reason we cut that carpet back is so we can have this small section of matting here. That way it can catch the pickers and stuff. And then the fine gold can be caught in the carpet. We want the mat underneath the carpet too, so if any fine flakes of gold get through this matting or the miner's moss, it's still captured on the mat. Now we're going to take our carpet and our expanded metal and mark that. Okay, now I'm going to cut that. Alright, now we got that done. Caulk along that edge. Both sides. Set this off to the side and let it dry. Box is dry. We're going to go ahead and slip our matting in our carpet. And now the expanded metal, you want to make sure that these are like ski slopes so that they're facing the top of the box. So if you were skiing down from the top of the box, you'd be bouncing off of those. Now I'm going to add some riffles. Take our scrap metal here, and first what we want to do is make it just a little bit longer than your expanded graded metal. I'm going to mark that. Do two of them the same length. It's going to be the sides. I'm going to go ahead and cut these real quick. Now on the one end we want to cut an angle piece, but since this was an old window frame, they're already angled for us. So that way we can put a bolt over that and help hold them down. So now what we want to do is put those pieces in there like this. Now we're going to measure in between the two. Alright, now that we got those all cut, what we're going to do is just stick them in between. I like to try to make sure mine's evenly spaced. Alright, now we're going to weld it up. We'll be back here with the riffles that I just got done making. Didn't turn out too bad. Let's put it all together. Alright, so we're going to throw in our V-mat. Carpet. Our graded, expanded metal. And our riffles. Oops. Drill right above this. I'm going to stick 2 carriage bolts in there. Helps lock in those riffles. You can even do it down here if you want to. Now I have the bolts and we're ready to go. If you like what you see, please like, share, subscribe. And stay tuned to see how to use the sluice box.